Oh, honey, every time you touch money, a choice is being made. You either treat it as a tool to grow, or you treat it as a burden that keeps you small. Most people don't even realize that their hands are speaking a language to the universe, a language that says, consciously or unconsciously, either abundance is mine or scarcity will rule me. Money isn't just paper, coins, or numbers in your bank account. It's energy. And every time you grasp it, you are influencing that energy. You are deciding whether it will flow toward you or away from you. Most of you are doing it wrong. You're touching it with fear, with hesitation, with doubt. You check your balance and your mind whispers, "This isn't enough. I don't have enough. I'll never have enough." That whisper doesn't just stay in your head. It travels with your money. It tells the universe you don't value abundance. You don't command growth. And that's why it slips through your fingers year after year, despite all the hard work you put in. You've been conditioned to believe that money is something external, something you chase, something someone gives, something you must work endlessly for without ever feeling secure. But that's a lie, and it's a lie that keeps you poor. Money isn't passive. It responds to energy. It multiplies for the ones who acknowledge it, who respect it, who treat it like a living force that responds to thought, intention, and word. That means the moment you touch it, the moment it enters your hands, you have a direct opportunity to influence its trajectory. You can curse it with doubt, fear, and indecision, or you can command it with clarity, belief, and gratitude. Every single time, the choice is yours. Here's a reality that most people refuse to face. You are sabotaging your own wealth every time you treat money casually. You swipe your card without a thought. You deposit checks without intention. You spend without consideration. And every careless action weakens the energy of money in your life. You are programming scarcity without even knowing it. Money doesn't multiply in ignorance. It doesn't grow in hesitation. It doesn't stay in the hands of those who do not respect it. You have to treat it differently. You have to approach it like a living entity that responds to your commands. That's the power most people overlook. And it's the difference between living paycheck to paycheck and multiplying wealth every day. Imagine if, every time you touched money, you spoke a small affirmation, a command to the universe. Not because affirmations are magic, but because they focus your mind, sharpen your intent, and align your energy with growth. You could say, "This money is multiplying. This money is creating more for me. Abundance flows to me now." Say it with confidence. Say it with belief. Say it like it's already true. Do it consistently. Do it every time you handle your money. Every dollar you touch will carry that energy. Every coin you pick up will carry that vibration. You are literally instructing the universe on how to work with you. And because energy responds to attention and intention, the moment you do this, you begin to change everything about your financial reality. Most people never see this because they treat wealth as a casual game. They focus on numbers, budgets, or saving without understanding that the first and most important element is mental. Money multiplies not in spreadsheets. It multiplies in the mind first, then in action. If you don't shift your mindset, no strategy will work, no investment will grow, no side hustle will gain traction. It all starts with your relationship with money, and your relationship with money starts every single time you touch it. That's the moment of truth, the moment where you either step into power or stay trapped in scarcity. You also need to understand the brutal truth. Most people sabotage themselves silently. They may appear disciplined on the surface, but their inner dialogue is poisonous. "I can't afford that. I'll never get ahead. Money doesn't like me." Every time you say those things, every time you think them while handling money, you're telling reality exactly what to deliver. Scarcity, struggle, debt, stress. That's the unspoken law most people ignore. Money is neutral. It's not your enemy. It's not your savior. It responds to your energy, to your belief, to your commands. Treat it like a passive object, and it will slip away like water through your hands. Treat it like a force that listens, and it becomes an ally, a multiplier, a weapon to transform your life. It's simple, but it's brutally honest. You can't touch money and think casually. You can't handle it with fear or guilt and expect growth. Every transaction, every dollar, every cent is a decision. Are you going to speak scarcity or speak abundance? Are you going to reinforce limitation or reinforce multiplication? That moment is your opportunity. That moment is your leverage. Every time you touch money is a chance to reprogram your wealth reality. And yet, most people squander it, ignoring the truth because it's invisible, subtle, and uncomfortable. The strong see it, the disciplined use it, and the rest remain poor, wondering why they never get ahead despite working hard. Now imagine the shift if you embrace this fully. Every time money enters your hands, you speak its growth into existence. Every time you deposit, pay, or receive, you affirm abundance. You align your mind, your words, and your energy with multiplication. You begin to notice that opportunities expand, bills become manageable, income streams grow, and money seems to come easier. Not because luck changed, not because the world gave you a favor, but because your energy commanded reality to respond. That's the power of conscious intention. That's the science of wealth most people never acknowledge. And the moment you embrace it, every dollar becomes more than currency. It becomes a seed of your empire. Finally, understand this. Wealth isn't passive. It isn't about waiting or hoping or planning alone. It's about commanding consciously every time you touch it. The first step is simple. The first step is subtle, but the effect compounds. Touch money. Speak growth. Affirm multiplication. Make it ritual. Do it consistently, and the doors that were once closed begin to open. The dollars that once slipped away begin to multiply. The life you thought was limited suddenly expands. That's the power of this practice. That's the moment where ordinary people stop being ordinary. That's where your financial reality begins to change, dollar by dollar, touch by touch, command by command. Most people think wealth is about strategy, connections, or luck. That's the lie you've been sold. The real reason people stay stuck isn't because they lack opportunity. It's because they lack the mindset that commands money to grow. Every time money enters your life, it carries an invisible test. Will you nurture it, or will you let it slip through your hands? Most fail this test without even realizing it. They touch it with fear, hesitation, or guilt. They let scarcity dominate their thoughts. And then they wonder why, no matter how hard they work, why their bank account never seems to grow. That's not coincidence. That's law. Energy responds to intention. Money multiplies when your mind is aligned. Money stagnates when your mind is distracted or fearful. It's that simple, and it's that brutal. Here's a harsh reality. Wanting wealth is not enough. Thinking about it, planning for it, or hoping for it does nothing. You could dream for decades, but unless your energy and your words are commanding it, money ignores you. Scarcity doesn't just appear. It is cultivated through thoughtlessness and fear. That fear is subtle. You may not even notice it. It hides in thoughts like, I'll never get ahead, or I don't deserve this. Every time you indulge it, you weaken your financial energy. Every time you speak doubt aloud, it echoes into the universe, telling your wealth, your abundance, your opportunities don't grow here, don't multiply here. Most people are doing exactly that, poisoning their own financial reality without realizing it. Let's get even more uncomfortable. Most people treat money with no respect at all. They swipe their cards casually. They deposit without acknowledgement. They spend without intention. And every careless action sends a message. Not to the bank, not to the numbers on the screen, but to the universe. You don't care about this, you don't value this. And money responds exactly as it's treated. It is energy, and energy reacts to attention and intention. You cannot be casual about wealth and expect it to flourish. You cannot treat money like it's ordinary and expect extraordinary results. That's why most people struggle endlessly, no matter how much they earn. This is where mindset must change. Wealth isn't external, it's internal. Every dollar, every coin, every transaction is a mirror of your thoughts and your beliefs. Touch it with fear and it shrinks. Touch it with gratitude and confidence and it multiplies. It's a simple rule, but one almost nobody understands. You have to begin seeing money as a living extension of your intent. Every time it passes through your hands, it's an opportunity to assert abundance, to affirm growth, to command multiplication. Ignore this, and you remain trapped in scarcity. Embrace it, and the world begins to respond. Here's another truth most people avoid. Action without intention is wasted effort. You can earn, save, or invest, but if your mind is misaligned, the results will be minimal. Money isn't neutral, it responds to your energy. If your thoughts are scattered, your words negative, your intentions weak, the universe mirrors that. Opportunities stall, investments stagnate, income fails to compound. You work harder for the same results, feeling trapped in a cycle you can't escape. That's why affirmations, spoken at the moment of possession, are so powerful. They align your energy, focus your intention, and magnetize growth. They transform your handling of money from passive to active. Every single transaction is a conversation. Deposit a check, speak multiplication. Pay a bill, speak growth. Receive cash, speak abundance. Do this consistently, and you reprogram not just your bank account, but your subconscious. You teach yourself that money is a tool for expansion, not stress. You teach yourself that wealth responds to your commands. You teach yourself to no longer be a passive participant in your financial life. That's where the true power lies, not in the numbers, but in your energy, your mindset, your voice. Most people fail because they overthink strategy and ignore energy. They study investments endlessly, but never master the command of their own mind. They chase techniques, systems, and hacks while neglecting the invisible force that governs everything: belief, intention, and spoken command. Money is responsive. Energy is reactive. You cannot separate the two. To see multiplication every day, you must touch money with respect, speak to it with power, and believe in its growth with every fiber of your being. The brutal truth? This is not optional. You can no longer afford casual thinking, casual spending, or casual energy. If you want to see real wealth, if you want money to multiply daily, you must take control every single time it crosses your path. You must engage consciously, consistently, and deliberately. You must treat each dollar as a seed of empire, each transaction as a declaration, and each interaction as an opportunity to program abundance into your life. Anything less keeps you average. Anything less keeps you poor. When you understand this, your relationship with money changes forever. You stop viewing it as fleeting, as external, as something to beg for. You start seeing it as a living force to command, a partner in creation, a tool to multiply life itself. The shift begins in the mind, flows through the hands, and manifests in reality. Every touch, every word, every thought compounds. Small daily rituals, repeated consistently, become unstoppable financial momentum. And that is how ordinary people stop being ordinary, by learning that money is not something you handle. It's something you speak to every single day. Here's the truth that most people refuse to hear. Every excuse you make around money is costing you real growth. Every "I can't afford it," every "I don't have enough," every hesitation, every worry. It's a message you're sending to the universe. It's a command that scarcity should continue, that struggle should persist, that growth should wait. And the worst part? You probably don't even realize it. You touch money every day, and each time you do, your doubts, your fears, and your limiting beliefs travel with it. You are literally sabotaging your own wealth, quietly, consistently, invisibly. That's why most people work tirelessly, earn diligently, save patiently, and yet they never see their money multiply. It's not the money that's the problem. It's the energy you bring to it. You have to understand this brutal reality. Money is not neutral. It is energy, and energy responds to the frequency you emit. When you handle cash or see numbers in your bank account and think, "This isn't enough," or "I'll never get ahead," you are not just voicing doubt, you are programming scarcity into your life. That's the reason some people struggle their entire lives, while others seem to have money multiply effortlessly. The difference is mindset, belief, and spoken intention. Wealth grows when it is treated like a living force, when it is approached with command, respect, and deliberate affirmation. It shrinks when it is feared, ignored, or doubted. Here's a reality that will hit hard. Most people are broke not because they don't earn enough, but because they disrespect the money they already have. They touch it casually, spend it carelessly, or let it sit without intention. Every time they check their balance and sigh, every time they focus on debt rather than abundance, they are telling their finances to stay small. That's not an exaggeration. It's the unfiltered truth. You cannot speak defeat over your money and expect it to grow. You cannot handle wealth passively and watch it multiply. You are either intentionally programming abundance or unintentionally programming limitation. There is no middle ground. Now, let's make this crystal clear. Words are energy. Thoughts are energy, and every time you handle money, your energy is being broadcast. That dollar bill is listening. That coin is listening. That balance in your account is listening, and they respond. Say the wrong things, think the wrong thoughts, hesitate, doubt, or fear, and scarcity grows. Speak growth, speak abundance, command multiplication, and wealth responds. This is not some abstract manifestation fluff. It is physics of the mind and energy applied to reality. It is the secret the wealthy understand and the poor never learn. Every single day, the wealthy touch money and command it to grow, even in the smallest interactions. And that's why they multiply what they have while the average person struggles. The uncomfortable truth? Waiting for luck or external opportunity is pointless. Hoping someone will guide you or show you the way won't create multiplication. Opportunity will not appear for you magically. The power is entirely in your hands, literally. Every time money passes through your hands, it is a test. It is asking, will you command it? Will you speak to it? Will you honor it? Or will you continue to let it slip through your fingers because of hesitation and fear? Most people fail that test repeatedly. They handle money, think casually, and assume wealth will magically grow. It won't. It never will. And here's another brutal fact. The moment you think about what you can spend or what you owe, stop and redirect your focus. You shift energy. Focus on growth, multiplication, abundance. Treat every dollar like a seed. Speak to it, affirm it. Say, this money is multiplying, this money is growing. Abundance flows to me. Say it with intention every single time. Let it become a ritual. Don't underestimate this. Words, thoughts, and focus have consequences. Ignoring this principle has cost more people more money than laziness, bad luck, or even debt. The truth is simple. If you want to see multiplication in your life, it starts with a mindset shift and a consistent ritual. You have to be deliberate every time money touches your hands. You have to treat it like a living force, like an extension of your intention, like a seed that will grow if you water it properly. Your belief and your energy dictate its growth. Careless energy will shrink it. Focused energy will expand it. Every single time. This is where most people fail. They handle money without thought, without gratitude, without command. And then they wonder why their lives never change. Understand this? Discipline is the foundation. Awareness is the bridge. Action is the multiplier. You cannot simply hope for wealth. You must command it. You cannot simply earn. You must direct every interaction with money toward growth. You cannot simply touch it. You must speak to it. Every coin, every bill, every transaction is a conversation. Every word, every thought, every feeling attached to it will either reinforce scarcity or abundance, and the truth is brutal. If you continue ignoring this, your money will remain stagnant, your opportunities limited, and your life constrained. But the moment you commit to this practice, the moment you start speaking to money with intention, the moment you stop letting fear and doubt accompany it, you change the entire trajectory of your financial life. The small, consistent ritual of command, affirmation, and attention compounds. Day by day, dollar by dollar, your energy programs growth. The universe responds. Opportunities appear. Multiplication becomes inevitable. You stop being passive and start being the architect of your own abundance. This is the secret most people ignore, yet it is the foundation of true wealth. Money multiplies not because of luck or magic, but because of intention, energy, and consistent command. Treat it casually, and it evaporates. Treat it with discipline, focus, and spoken affirmation, and it grows beyond measure. This is the moment where ordinary thinking ends.